What is up? Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite game franchises, Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is a stealth action game developed and published by Ubisoft. The series has been around since 2002 and has released several titles over the years. However, the last main installment of the series was Splinter Cell Blacklist in 2013. For a while, there wasn't much news for Splinter Cell about where Ubisoft would take the franchise. However, last year it was confirmed that Ubisoft was currently in the early stages of remaking the original game that came out about 20 years ago, aiming to revamp this classic for modern audiences with new generation visuals and gameplay while keeping the spirit of the original game. In this video, I'm going to discuss what I would like from an upcoming remake of Splinter Cell with a focus on the original three titles, Splinter Cell 1 Stealth Action Redefined and Pandora Tomorrow, as well as Chaos Theory. So let's get right into it. The original three titles were all about stealth mechanics and the use of shadows to hide from enemies. I feel that the later titles have definitely moved away from this core concept and focus more on action-oriented gameplay, especially Conviction and to some extent Double Agent. Therefore, I want the remake to heavily focus on shadow gameplay and stealth, so the game should reward the player for being stealthy and taking their time to plan their approach. One of the defining features of the original three titles were the unique abilities of Sam Fisher, the protagonist. For example, in Splinter Cell 1, Sam had the ability to shoot out lights to create shadows. We were also introduced to his night vision goggles and so on. We also got to see Sam Fisher's SC-20K, which was like a fictional modular kind of weapon, which had various different customizable attachments such as grenade launchers and different things to suit combat situations. It also had the ability of firing both non-lethal and lethal equipment, allowing Sam to take down enemies with either lethal force or non-lethal ammunition. It also had a variety of gadgets like a sticky camera that allowed Sam to gather intelligence and create diversions. The SC-20K has become one of the most iconic elements of the Splinter Cell series and is closely related with Sam Fisher as his signature weapon. In Pandora Tomorrow, we got a couple of new features such as the SWAT turn, the whistle to be able to distract enemies, and then in Chaos Theory we got a whole bunch of new features including better graphics, better lighting, better visuals, all that kind of great stuff, but also more interactive environments, the new knife takedown, and so on. I would love to see these things and more make a comeback for the upcoming remake as they added an extra layer of strategy to the gameplay. Speaking of things that I would love to see come back, Spies vs. Mercs was an innovative multiplayer mode introduced in Pandora Tomorrow that allowed players to play as either spies or mercs. The spies had to complete objectives while remaining undetected, while the mercenaries had to stop them by enemies necessary. This mode was very popular and was included in Chaos Theory as well. I would love to see this mode return in the upcoming remake as it added a unique multiplayer experience that was not found in any other game. They added this back in Blacklist, although it was not nearly as popular. In addition to the features and mechanics from the original Splinter Cell trilogy that I mentioned earlier, I also want to see missions similar to those found in Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory. These two games had some of the most memorable and exciting missions in the entire series. For example, in Pandora Tomorrow, there's a mission where you have to infiltrate a train. A moving train was incredibly intense and challenging. And in Chaos Theory, the mission where you have to sneak into a bank and steal the data was a great example of how to balance stealth and action in a mission. I hope the developers take inspiration from these missions and create new ones that are just as thrilling and memorable. One of the reasons why the original Splinter Cell trilogy was so beloved by fans was because of the variety of missions and environments. From embassies to prisons to offshore oil rigs, the games took us on a global espionage adventure. I want the remake to have that same level of variety and creativity when it comes to mission design. Now, as far as the remake goes, there are some things that I don't really want to see return. Specifically, I don't want to see the return of some of the features that were present in Splinter Cell Double Agent as well as Splinter Cell Conviction. In these titles, the game moved away from stealth gameplay and focused more on action-oriented gameplay. Well, in the case of Double Agent, it was more of the story that I didn't really like as opposed to gameplay, although the gameplay, as I mentioned, was more action-oriented than my tastes.
I will stop at nothing to learn the truth.
Additionally, the storylines in these games were not as compelling as the original trilogy. In my opinion, especially Double Agent, I thought was incredibly bad. I really hope that they bring back Lambert among some other characters in the remake and they avoid some of the storylines that some of the newer games ventured off into. Speaking of storyline, one of the things that I would love to see in an upcoming Splinter Cell remake is the return of Irving Lambert as Sam Fisher's boss and mentor.
Have you started yet? Fisher? Holy Christmas, you're at the end. Phenomenal work. Let's move on. the Lacerda had were purchased.
Lambert was a central figure in the first 3 games, serving as the voice in Sam's ear during missions and providing guidance and intel to help him succeed. His gruff, no-nonsense attitude and dry sense of humor made him a fan favorite, and his absence from the later games is definitely felt. So Lambert was more than just a supporting character though. His relationship with Sam Fisher was a crucial part of the game's narrative, and his death at the beginning of Splinter Cell Double Agent had a major impact on both Sam and the player. By bringing Lambert back in the remake, the developers would not only be catering to fans' desires for continuity with the original trilogy, but also giving players a chance to reconnect with a beloved character and explore his relationship with Sam more in depth. I can't forget about co-op mode, especially considering how successful it was in Chaos Theory. The co-op mode in that game was one of the most fun and innovative experiences in gaming history. It allowed 2 players to work together as 2 up-and-coming Splinter Cells as they infiltrated various locations and completed objectives. The missions were specially designed for co-op play, requiring both players to work together and use their unique abilities to overcome obstacles and complete objectives. I would love to see co-op make a return in the upcoming Splinter Cell remake. It was sorely missed from the later games, and I think it would be a perfect addition to the series, especially if it was done in the same way that it was done in Chaos Theory. Co-op mode added a new dimension to the game, and it was an absolute blast to play with a friend. So in conclusion, as a longtime fan of the Splinter Cell series, I can't express how much love I have for this franchise. I remember playing Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow and being blown away by the stealth gameplay and the incredible story. It was Pandora Tomorrow that really stole my heart and became my all-time favorite game in the series. While the game wasn't necessarily perfect, it took everything that was great about the original game and elevated it to the next level. To me, Splinter Cell represents the pinnacle of stealth gameplay. The series has always been known for its shadow gameplay, espionage, gadgets, and that's what set it apart from the other games in the genre. The series has its ups and downs over the years, with some of the games being better than the others, but I've always held out hope that Ubisoft would eventually return to the series' roots and re-deliver the Splinter Cell game that fans have been waiting for. If they get it right this time and cater to some of the more core fans, it would be reliving my childhood all over again, and I would be able to experience the magic of Splinter Cell in a way that I haven't been able to in years. I am sure that I'm not alone in feeling this way, as the Splinter Cell series has millions of fans all over the world who are just as passionate about the franchise as I am. In conclusion, the Splinter Cell series is a legendary franchise that has a special place in my heart. If Ubisoft can deliver a Splinter Cell game that captures the magic of the original trilogy, it would mean the world to me and to so many other fans out there just like me. I have faith that Ubisoft can deliver the game that we all deserve, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on what I would want from an upcoming remake of Splinter Cell. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. What's your favorite Splinter Cell game? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!